Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I'm here with Scraplift Crafternoon. I did tie in my new-year-old stash as well as baby got scraps because I definitely do and I'm trying to use them. So this is the card. Yes, I said card, something we've never done before. With Love by Amy created this awesome card, and I went through her cards to see if I could find what I thought I could translate to a layout. So I thought that this one would be cool. Mostly the ink and kind of the concept of like the window or door frame, kind of thing. So I've got some inks and everything, so I'm hoping that I can do it justice. It's gorgeous. She's got some awesome cards and everything. So these are my scraps. This is a Fiskars punch out. I have no clue where it came from. This is a picture of my son, and he's holding his Lego dragon that he created. This is in 2017, and so I thought that I would do the inking in a similar fashion to the background. So originally I pulled out a blue, a yellow, and a purple, but when I decided to use this picture, I'm exchanging that purple with a with wild honey, with mustard, because I thought that it would be a little bit closer to the colors that are in that dragon. So I have these Mambi dragon stickers, and then I have these superhero stickers or embellishments. Those are old stash I'm trying to get used up and out. So I got my papers, my picture, my scraps, and this awesome sketch. So let's see how this goes. First things first, I'm going to start with the mustard seed. Why I couldn't get that out of my mouth a minute ago, I don't know. It is more of a golden color, or an orangey yellow. Not orangey, it's more golden. That's really what I wanted to say. So his dragon is this deep blue and like a gold and a yellow. I'm not gonna make you watch me do all that, so I'm just cut through about a minute or two of just pushing my blending brush down, and I'm not really gonna do a lot of blending. I'm trying to stick with the general concept of the background of the card. So I did keep that out while I was creating. And then I'm just cleaning off my little blending brush so that that dark mustard seed does not blend in and darken up my squeezed lemonade. And so I'm just going to put a little bit up here on this top corner, but I want it to be fully saturated and not necessarily streaky. So I put a lot of pressure on there and get that done. And then I'm going to turn that and then work on adding in my chip sapphire. And this takes me about 5 or 6 minutes to get it fully saturated, because I don't want it like it is right there where it's splotchy. I want it to be pretty full colored. And I don't mind having some of that circular bit in there from where it's on the brush, but I don't want it to be too distinguished. So here it is. So you can see a little bit of that in there. And I just had that piece of paper there to put the pressure on without getting ink all over my hands. And those were in my scrap bin, and I was going to get rid of them because they were ugly. In my opinion, I don't judge people on their color choices or their paper choices, but I thought it was pretty ugly. I do love the way this turned out. I feel like the two yellows are distinct enough that you can tell. So these are perforated by Fiskars, and they are from 2000. So they are 23 years old. So I am just going to fold these over so that the perforation breaks and it comes out easier. I was originally going to try and use that smaller one in the middle, but my picture would have cut my kiddo's head off, which I obviously don't want, or it would have cut the dragon, which kind of was the whole point. So, my kid and the dragon. So I just put the picture down because this frame is going to cover just enough to where there's a little bit of a lip, so it wasn't enough for me to like tape the frame onto the picture necessarily. So I am using my adhesive, and then I am going to put Nouveau Deluxe right around. Instead of trying to put it on the frame and deal with that, I knew that it would be going right around, so I just put it there. And then this frame is going to go down. Now, I have those scraps that came from my scrap bin of black and 2 shades of gray, because I wanted to have a little something else on here other than just what's on her card. And I think there's like a flap on her card, but I wasn't necessarily going to have a 3D or, flap that you can put on here. So I decided I would put this little stack of scraps over here. And I like the black because it helps this stand out. And originally I'm trying to hold one thing up, and I was going to try and tape put some tape down on that scrap, but it kept moving. So I just decided to be smarter and tape the layout. So then I get this dark gray, and so I'm trying to break up that light gray and the black. So I just put that down, and then I have a lighter gray, and I want that to go on the outside, but I don't want it to be a whole lot. Like, I don't want it to cover a whole lot of this mixed media. So I did think about doing sprays and splatters around, especially in that blue, because it's I thought that it would look good, but that doesn't really go along with what's in the card that we're lifting. And I kind of really just like the way that this looks, so I left alone. I do have that little pull in the black paper, so I decided to distress with my nail because I've already taped this down and I don't want to mess it up. So I just take my nail and distress just this one side of the black, and I really do like the way that looks. It kind of gives it a little bit of dimension and everything. And I fixed a boo-boo. So now I have these not dinosaurs, that was 2 days ago. Dragons, or 3 days ago. Let's see, I did dinosaurs on Tuesday. I can't keep up, y'all. Anywho, so Tuesday, I did dinosaurs on Tuesday. So I put these dragons down here. Now on her card, I almost said layout, she has a spider in the top corner and a cat in the bottom corner. So I'm using these dragons kind of in that same sense, except I'm not putting the top dragon in that top corner like where the picture is, because obviously I don't want it on my kid's face. But I did put the one in the bottom, covering that bottom portion of where she had the cat. And hopefully, if I remember, I'm going to put the still of her card up in the top left corner. If it's not there, sorry, but I'm going to try real hard to remember. So I decided to put the dragon up here, like I said, where she has a spider web in the top left corner of her window frame, or the window pane. I put that dragon up there. And of course I've got to give him some fire, because the dragon my son built actually has fire. I'm not sure if he's got it on him in this picture, but it does have a little plastic Lego fire thing. So I have this lightning bolt and this wham, and I thought that those were kind of fun. The colors worked for me. So, plus they're in my stash of things I want to get used up. And so I pulled those out. I did look at like a bunch of like word phrases that said like awesome, good job, things like that I thought might work with colors. But I just didn't like that. So I'm going to end up pulling out my Tim Holtz word phrases and chipboard here in just a moment to add, because she has a little like a greeting or something like you would typically put on a card in the bottom right corner of her card. And so I wanted to mimic that with a Tim Holtz chipboard. But first I put this lightning bolt down and that wham down there in that bottom right corner. And I'm just going to leave that as my title. or it could be the chipboard phrase that I use as well, which is more fitting than the wham, I suppose, because I think what I ended up pulling out was do what you love or something like that, which is, at the time, this was 5 years ago, at the time that was definitely my kids' favorite thing to do, was play with Legos. This was just a few days, well, this was the 7th of January. I need to go back and stamp that, you all. I did write it down, but this is the 7th of January, and after he had gotten this for Christmas and we hadn't been home, and so he had just gotten the opportunity and sat down and built this like in no time. He's a Lego whiz. Kind of makes me sad he doesn't like Legos that much anymore. So anyway, I picked this chipboard one that says do what you love or something like that, and then these other 3 Tim Holtz phrases are just stickers, and I'm going to put them in the bottom left of the picture, just to fill some of that gap of my kitchen floor of my old house. I'm just impressed and super excited. There are no dirty dishes in the sink behind you, or behind my son. So yay me, it was a good day. I can't tell you how many perfectly lovely pictures are so ruined by what's in the background. I've become a lot more aware of those things, but not all the people that take pictures that I use are as aware as I am. And I'm definitely not always aware, because sometimes if you're not staging a picture, like this was staged. I said, here, stand here, let me take your picture. But, that doesn't always happen. So anyway, I hope you all will go check out Amy's, I almost said Facebook, Amy's YouTube channel. She's got lots of awesome cards. I got caught up watching them thinking, ooh, I need to make a card. No, that's not my jam. I had a lot of fun. I am really, really excited to see what the other ladies create. I have seen at least one sneak peek, and I can't wait to see how they take this card and turn it into a layout. So it is going to be a lot of fun. So please go below and check them out, and Amy's website as well. And then below that will be all the people who are hopping along with Baby got scraps. I can't even get my words out. Anyway, I hope you all have a fabulous day. Hope you come back and see me again soon, and happy scrapping.